Greg Campos, 4 innings of work, allowed 5 hits to Tiger batters, struck out 8. He really had some electric stuff out there. Did not walk anyone, did hit 3, though, so that'll be something that Coach Torres and the staff will point to. Coach Benavides, the assistant pitching coach, and then the 4 runs that scored for the Tigers were all earned back in a troubling top of the second. But we'll see what Jack Payne is able to throw at the heart of the order here for Marshalltown. 3, 4, and 5. Luke Pell leading things off as Payne misses downstairs to open the AB. I know that Tucker Ebest has the big Texan on trademark from you, but Jack is certainly no shorty out there on the mound. That is for certain. He's a 6'4" right-hander.
Well, maybe call him the long, tall Texan.
There you go. Think you can get 2 words in there? 2 adjectives?
I think so. Why not? Yeah, I don't think there's any rule or law against it, I don't think.
The 2-0 is downstairs as Payne tries to find the zone here early to Pell. Sophomore yesterday had a good approach at the plate, walked 3 times, got bumped up in the lineup because of it from Coach Everman. He was down and towards the latter part of the order, but pushed up to the 3 spot as Payne finds the zone there. That one just inside. Tried to be framed up by Aragon, but missed just a touch, and Payne loses the first one he sees. Hasn't happened too often to Jack Payne, only his 6th walk of the year in his, as Russ mentioned, now 6th appearance of the season. Leads the team with that 1.08 ERA. Ronnie Nowak into the box, 1 for 2 with a single and a strikeout. One of those 8 victims for Campos. And Payne misses low and inside, ball 1. After the strikeout numbers yesterday from Indian Hills pitching, by the way, Nelson, of course, with the 11 in that Game 1 start.
Now batting, number 7.
Warriors are up to 6th in the conference in strikeouts per 9 innings. They're up there in double figures. The 1-0, and Payne again still trying to find that mark.
So our official line on Campos from Ricky Webster, running the official stats, 4 innings pitched, 4 earned runs, 8 strikeouts, no walks, 5 hits, 81 pitches today for Campos. Pretty solid outing. They got those 4 in the second, but you know, for a guy that gave up 4 runs, he really was very dominant for the most part.
He sure was. And how about the bats picking him up, too, despite that rough inning in the second. Now Payne has painted the bottom of the zone twice in a row to Nowak, who has an even count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Jack, by the way, committed to the University of Central Missouri. 2nd-year freshman. Toss over to first to make sure that Pell stays honest.
Yeah, he can bring it. He can get into the low 90s. So, and again, you look at him, he's got a great physique out there and big, strong kid.
And we, of course, talked a lot about Greg Campos's breaking ball earlier on. His changeup that he likes to go to as Nowak stays alive, fouling that one off the plate. But a sharp breaking ball as well for Jack Payne, according to Coach Benavides. Nobody out. Top of the 5th here in a scheduled 9-inning affair between Indian Hills and Marshalltown, and our first of 2 for a Sunday matinee. And Payne will step off. Oh, I'm sorry. I was looking over at that screen. I'm sorry. He delivers there. A little bit of a delay between our live feed and what's happening here at the ballpark as Nowak again fouls one off, gets out of play. We'll reset and do it again at 2-2. One area that Marshalltown has been a bit better here in Game 3, Russ, has been defensively. They've made some poor decisions, not necessarily errors, but maybe some poor decisions on where to go with the baseball. But just the one error up on the board after they had 8 of them, I believe it was, in Game 2 yesterday. This one hit on the ground to the left side, could be 2. Toss a second, Emmerich on the delivery, and got it there. Nice stretch from Ebest at the bag at first, 2. And Jack Payne, just with 1 pitch, puts 2 outs up on the board, and nobody on for the Tigers.
Well, that's the pitcher's best friend, the old double play ball, and that's a nice turn by the Warriors. As Villarreal has looked very good early in the season at third base for Indian Hills. And, of course, we're very strong up the gut with Ricky and Thomas. So, defensively, Indian Hills, another game where we don't have any errors, so that's good.
Fastball right in there. Aragon couldn't squeeze it, but strike nonetheless. Warriors with a .962 fielding percentage after just a one-error outing yesterday amongst the two games. Blew it by him. That's tied for second in the conference, along with DMAC. And just a couple points behind Kirkwood at the top at .964. The 0-2. Breaking pitch down in the dirt, try to get him to chase. Allen 1 for 2, singled his last time up back in the third and struck out swinging against Campos his first time around. The 1-2. Hit out towards right center, drifting back. Dutton on his horse, turns and makes the grab for out number 3. So Jack Payne in his first inning of relief works around a leadoff walk thanks to a nice 5-4-3 double play turn by the Warrior defense. We head to the home half of the 5th when we come back on GoHillsTV. 8-9-1 due up for Indian Hills as we're in the bottom half of the 5th inning here in a 9-inning scheduled affair. 9-4, Warriors with the lead. Dwayne Cook, Russ W. Oakler here on GoHillsTV, powered by JBS. The lefty Diego Aragon leads things off for Indian Hills. 0 for 2 in the ballgame, reached on a fielder's choice and has struck out, scored a run in that 8-run frame all the way back in the bottom of the 2nd. As Riley McKinnon here this inning, if he can record 3 outs for the Tigers, will have matched his season total in innings pitched coming in. He had come in with a total of 4. This one popped up by Aragon out towards shallow right center. Coming on and squeezing it for out number 1 in right is Cole Heather. 1 away. That's one way to help your longevity is a 2-pitch at bat if you're McKinnon.
Now batting.
Well, he's given Everman good innings here, regardless of what happens going forward. And, you get into these 4 games and on the weekend, and pitching can become a problem if you have to start running through guys. So he has to be very pleased with what McKinnon has done. He's come on and held things in check for the most part.
Throwing up a couple of goose eggs on the board in back-to-back innings as Suriel tries to square around a bunt to reach. Comes up empty on that one, 0-1. Slater 0 for 1 today, grounded out to third, walked and scored a run on a throwing error back in the 2nd. Wind back to blowing across the field. This one hit out towards center field, and that will hang up enough for Pell to range over to his left for out number 2. 2 up, 2 down for the Warriors. Lineup turns over to Daniel Figueroa. 2 for 3 in the game. Single, double, couple of RBIs, 2 runs scored, and had a pinball out his last time up. The 3-4-1 put out where he almost beat it out down the line. McKinnon registering the put out on that one, covering the bag at first. Starts him out with a heater low and inside, 1-0. Warriors, dating back to the series right here at Pat Doherty Field in 2019, have won 7 straight against the Marshalltown Tigers. A sweep last year up in Marshalltown. And took 3 of 4 that year against the Tigers. Didn't play, of course, in 2020 with the shortened season. Good hitters count for Figueroa at 2-0. Upstairs, 3-0. McKinnon suddenly losing the zone here this at-bat.
Yeah, and he does not want to lose it to Figueroa because, again, 2-out walks almost always come back to kill you. And with Figueroa's speed, things get real interesting when he gets on the base paths.
See what he gives him here, and missed out. 4 pitches, all of them out of the zone, and Daniel Figueroa does draw a 2-out walk. We saw back in the bottom of the 1st inning, he reached on a leadoff single for the Maroon and Gold and promptly took 2nd, then 3rd. And the young man at the plate right now, Ricardo Van Greken, knocked him in.
Ricky Vaughn, our very own version of Ricky Vaughn.
Figueroa dancing off the bag at first. He'll stay put for pitch number 1, which is in there at the knees to Van Greken, 0-1. Ricky looking for his first base knock of the ball game, 0 for 2. The RBI came on a ground out back in that 1st inning. Reached on a fielder's choice, scored, and then struck out for just a 2nd time this year, his last time up. Quick snap throw over to first. Figueroa back in time.
Yeah, it's interesting the way he throws over there.
It is.
I mean, it's very submarine to first.
And you would think there'd be some kind of similarities between the delivery and the way he would normally throw a baseball in that situation, but not so. Flags have come to a standstill out in center field. Staying put is Figueroa. A little bit of a pseudo pitch out there from McKinnon.
Yeah, Ricky was thinking about butting for a base hit there. I don't know if he thought he caught Nowak maybe back enough that he felt like he could get one down and leg it out.
Nowak is about even with the bag over at third, and with Van Graken's speed, there's no question that's a potential possibility. That one bounces in the dirt. Good pick by Allen at the bag.
Yeah, because if that gets past him, you can pretty much put Figueroa on third. The angle of that throw, there's a long way for the right fielder, Heather, to run, or Allen himself to go get it, and Figueroa would have that would have been a two-base error there.
The 1-1. Upstairs, good eye by Van Graken, 2-1.
Yeah, this would be the pitch. I wouldn't be surprised at all to see Daniel get scooting here.
With those 2 base swipes back in the first inning, Figueroa up to 14 stolen bases on the year. Just a freshman out of Puerto Rico joining us here in Centerville, Iowa this season. Time called as McKinnon steps off.
Leadership Christian Academy is where he played his prep ball. And is it Toa Alta?
I let that one go. I went with just Puerto Rico.
That's what I normally do. Sometimes I like to give them a whirl, see how just how bad I can butcher them up.
He dances off the bag at first. There he goes on this one. And a little hit and run action as Ricky fouls it off. Daniel will have to trot back the 90 feet to first. And we'll have an even count at 2 balls and 2 strikes. You think that was a call from Coach Torres, or does he trust his shortstop to with his bat discipline to make that call himself?
Yeah, I doubt it was a hit and run. I would say it was a straight still with a green light for Ricky to swing away if he liked it.
It was in that wheelhouse you talk about, down and into the lefty hitter. Let's see what he gets for 2-2. Quick throw over to first. Figueroa back in time. The lower winds today has allowed the crowd to come out a little bit more in force than yesterday's doubleheader. I don't blame anyone for not wanting to sit through a pair with what we had going on yesterday. Easy for us to stay up here in a closed press box. There goes Figueroa again. Van Graken swinging away, fouls it off down the left field line, and it's a long run, and not able to get there in time is the left fielder Duncan Picketts, who gave it a look. Figueroa had made his way almost to third by the time that ball landed. He'll just trot across the diamond.
A long at-bat here for Ricky. He's battling, and he is 0 for 3 today. Struck out his last time up, and as you mentioned, that doesn't happen very often for Ricardo.
Another throw over. Figueroa in standing this time. Heart of the order here for the Warriors if Van Graken can reach. Villarreal on deck. And if they can get to him, Ebest in the hole. The 2-2. There goes Figueroa again. This one off the inner part of the bat. Did he muscle it out to left enough? And a diving grab in left is able to be squeezed by Picketts.
Yeah, it took a while to get a call out of either umpire, and they finally did put the fist up. So,
sure enough, he had a lot of ground to cover with shading towards center with the lefty Van Graken up there, but Picketts able to make the snag, thus ending our 5th inning. The Warriors do get a runner on with 2 outs on a 2-out walk to Figueroa as we give you a look at it on the replay. But that'll be all she wrote for Indian Hills as we head to the top of the 6th. Warriors in front by 5.